Welcome to Compass Stories. I'm your host, Veronica Sterling. And my work is centered on helping people who are in the middle of disruption rediscover meaning, strengthen connection, and move forward with courage. I do this through speaking, sharing experiences, and storytelling. I'm grateful that you've joined me for a conversation today. And if it resonates with you, I hope that you will share it with someone else in your life. Thanks for being here. Listener, I am in Lava Beds National Monument. We are right about halfway in between Crater Lake National Park and Lassen Volcanic National Park. I guess you could say we have entered the volcano chapter of this journey, and the landscape is just really incredible. A Lava Bed National Monument is an area that is the highest concentration of lava tubes anywhere in the world. And if you don't know what a lava tube is, it's essentially like a cave underground. And they are tubes where the lava flows through and just creates these caves of different sizes and heights. Sometimes if the lava branches off, it can create layers of caves on top of each other. And I'll tell you, I've been in caves before. I have been in lava tubes before, but the hiking here was just totally different because I've never been in a cave and absolutely had to have my own headlamp in order to see anything in front of me. It was really dark inside the lava tubes here, and there's not a lot of people. So Kyle and I were actually traversing our way through some of these spaces, and there was no one else around. No one else inside the entire cave while we were. It was really a pretty surreal experience. We're camping here tonight, and I'm actually selfishly staring and watching the sunset in front of me instead of showing it to you in the scenery behind me. It's really pretty. I've really enjoyed the day today. Before we came here, we spent some time at Crater Lake National Park, and it was stunning. Crater Lake is a caldera from a volcano named Mount Mazama that exploded about 7,700 years ago. And it created this huge eruption and just torpedoed lava and rocks in about a 30-mile radius. And eventually the caldera formed and it filled up with water that is now Crater Lake. And it's been determined that the water inside Crater Lake is actually the purest water that's known anywhere in the world. And I will tell you, with the sky reflecting down on it and just looking out across the caldera, I have never seen a shade of blue just so rich and beautiful as what we saw at Crater Lake. So I'm going to tell you that one thing that we always do whenever we visit a new park is we go to the visitor center, and we're there to collect our passport stamp. We always want to talk to our ranger and, get a sense of the best things that we need to be on the lookout for while we're there. And if there's an opportunity, we also like to watch the park film. They'll usually have maybe a 20-minute video that kind of tells you about the history of the area. And they had a park film at Crater Lake, and it talked about the story of Mount Mazuma and the history of its eruption. And there was a line from the park film that just really caught my attention. The narrator explained that when Mount Mazuma erupted It was maybe the most violent disruption occurring anywhere on Earth at that moment in time. And yet today, that same landscape is one of the most peaceful, serene, beautiful places on the planet. Of course, that idea really settled in with me, and I couldn't stop thinking about disruption. Sometimes our lives experience their own volcanic events, a diagnosis, a loss, a divorce, a career ending, a dream changing. And when those things happen, there is this storyline that tells us that we just need to bounce back. But back is not always available, is it? Or it's not even always desirable to return to. And when I started making some notes about this in my journal, it really occurred to me that Mount Mazama didn't bounce back. It didn't return to what it was before. The path forward was not about restoration, it was about transformation. And I think the same thing can be true for us. Sometimes resilience is not returning to an old version of ourselves, it's discovering who we are now. So if you're standing in the middle of your own disruption, here are 3 questions that I would encourage you to ask yourself. First, what still matters? Not what's changed, not what was lost. What still matters after the disruption? Your values, relationships, commitments, which ones remain true even now? A second question is, what is one small step forward? And now listen, when the lava is flowing, don't start a spreadsheet and make a plan for the next 5 years. I know some of you who are listening are high achievers who would set out to do exactly that. This question, what is one small step forward, is asking you to consider what is just one right next step that can be taken. These small steps, they create real momentum over time. And the third question, who can walk with me? Listen, every story that I've ever heard working in this space includes other people. Connection, it doesn't remove the hardship that we're experiencing. It certainly doesn't remove the disruption, but it can make that hardship easier for us to carry. Now, I want to tell you, if you're at a point in your life where you're thinking about starting your own disruption, you're thinking about pursuing some shift or change, these same 3 questions are still applicable to you. What matters most for you to hold on to when you shift directions? What is the one step that really gets your momentum going? And who is out there that can walk with you? Who's going to be your hype person along the way? Who is available to mentor you while you're growing into this new space? Listener, I believe our life doesn't always have to be exactly like it was before. And I know that sometimes, unfortunately, it just simply can't be what it was before. But I believe that meaning can still be found ahead of us, just as a collapsed volcano eventually became Crater Lake. Our disruptions do not have to be the end of our story. They can become the landscape where a new chapter in our story begins. Listener, over the next few days, I've got some more volcanic landscape to explore out here on this journey. I hope you're doing well, and I'll see you at the next destination. Thank you for listening to this episode of Compass Stories. I'm your host, Veronica Sterling. And if you've enjoyed this, please subscribe to hear more and share it with others. Thank you for doing so. That's really helpful for me. To learn more about my message and connect, you can find me at www.veronicasterling.com.